Hello, my dear students, and welcome to the third and final module of our course, Consumer Behavior. At the very outset, I congratulate you once again for successfully completing the second module and stepping to the third module, where we shall be decoding consumer decision making. We shall be discussing in this module about various consumer behavior models. We shall be discussing about buyer's black box and also about some influences in consumer decision making. So without taking much of your time, I, Dr. Samrat Bharadwaj, your presenter and tutor for this module, would like to dive into the aspects of consumer behavior and move straight away to the very first content from this particular lesson, that is personality and buying decisions. Our personality traits are like the unique ingredients that make up who we are, impact our behavior, preferences, and choices, including how we shop. So, our personality and buying decisions are directly related to one another. To understand this, we have divided personality into three broad categories: extroversion, consciousness, and openness to experience. Let us go phase by phase. The first is extroversion. Extroverted individuals are very outgoing and social. They enjoy being around people and often seek excitement. Extroverts might be drawn to shopping malls where they can interact with others and explore new products. They might also prefer products that help them stand out or enhance social interactions like friendly clothing, accessories, or gadgets for group activities. The second kind of people, or the second kind of personality, is consciousness. Conscious individuals are organized, detail oriented, and value efficiency and practicality. Conscious customers are likely to research their purchases thoroughly, looking for items that offer value, durability, and functionality. They might gravitate towards planners, efficient home appliances, and align with their past lifestyle. And the third type of personality is openness to experience. People high in openness to experience are curious, creative, and open minded. They are willing to try new things and explore innovative ideas. Often, open individuals might be early adopters of new technologies, seeking out unique and innovative products, and they could be drawn to niche fashion brands, unconventional gadgets, and products that reflect their distinctive tastes. So, from this slide, it is quite evidential that personality has a direct influence on buying decisions. Depending on what kind of person you are, your buying decisions would be affected. Now, when we talk about personality, how can we ignore the concept of self concept? Well, self concept is also directly related to buying decisions. Now, what is self concept? Self concept is the collection of beliefs, attitudes, perceptions we hold about ourselves. It strongly influences our choices as we tend to take products that reflect who we are or who we want to be. Now, the concept of self has been broadly classified into two types: actual self and ideal self. Let us discuss this phase by phase. The first is actual self. Actual self is how a person currently perceives himself or herself. Your buying decisions often align with your actual self to maintain a consistent self image. For example, if you see yourself as someone who values health and fitness, you are more likely to buy activewear, gym memberships, health conscious products to reinforce your self perception. On the other hand, the second aspect is ideal self. Ideal self is what a person aspires to be, reflecting his or her goals, aspirations, and values. For example, if you aspire to become more environmentally conscious, your ideal self concept might lead you to choose products that are eco friendly, such as reusable items, sustainable fashion, and green energy solutions. Why does this matter? Understanding the deep connection between personality traits and self concept is crucial for both consumers and businesses. For consumers, recognizing how the personality traits and self consciousness influence your choices empowers you to make decisions that align with your values and aspirations. It leads to more satisfying and fulfilling purchases. On the contrary, for businesses, companies leverage this knowledge to create targeted marketing campaigns and design products that resonate with specific personality types and self concepts. They craft messages that appeal to consumers' desire, bridging the gap, their actual and ideal shelves. So, in summary, personality and self concept serve as powerful factors guiding our consumer behavior. As you make purchasing decisions, consider how your personality traits and self perception shape your choices. It's a fascinating interplay between who you are, who you want to be, and the products that bridge that particular gap. Now, let us look into one of the most uh, beautiful, you can say, or one of the most interesting theories in the field of consumer behavior. This decision making theory is known as buyer's black box. The buyer's black box is a pivotal concept in understanding consumer behavior, shedding light on the intricate processes that occur within the mind of a consumer before they make purchase decision. This metaphorical black box represents the psychological and cognitive steps that individuals go through, often subconsciously, as they move from recognizing a need to finalizing the purchase. Now, the black box has been partitioned into two components: psychological processes and decision making variables. So, when we talk about the psychological processes, we target towards perception, learning, motivation, and attitudes. Perception means, when customers interpret external stimuli through their senses, shaping how they perceive product and goods. In learning, consumers acquire information and knowledge over time, influencing their preferences and behavior. In motivation, the internal drives and external factors push consumers to fulfill their needs and desires. And when we talk about attitudes, consumer attitudes are shaped by beliefs, emotions, and experiences impacting their evaluation of products. So these are the psychological processes that keep on going relentlessly within the minds of the consumers, often at a subconscious state. In addition to this psychological process, there are also five decision making variables, which we have already studied in our first unit. Just try to recall the decision making process, which was clubbed into five different steps: problem recognition, information search, alternative evaluation, purchase decision, and post purchase behavior. So, I would not like to dive into the decision making process once again because it has already been dealt in the first unit. For students who have gotten uh, the concept of decision making process, I request you to pause the video here, switch back to unit one, and just watch the decision making variables, decision making process once again, and then come back to buyer's black box. Moving further, let us understand what is the implications of this buyer's black box for marketers. Well, understanding the intricacies of the buyer's black box often offers marketers valuable insights into crafting effective strategies. It helps them to tailor marketing messages aligned with consumers' perceptions, motivations, and attitudes. It also provides clear and accessible information during the information search phase, and it also highlights unique features and benefits during alternative evaluation stage. Also, it addresses potential cognitive dissonance and ensuring post-purchase satisfaction. Now, in the real world, buyer's black box has an immense impact, an immense application. There are many companies who often leverage on buyer's black box to create impactful marketing campaigns. Let us take two best examples. Nike, one of the most popular sports brand, uses motivational messages tap into consumers' motivation and aspirations. Another e-tailing website, Amazon. Amazon's customer reviews provide information for the information search and evaluation process. So, in essence, the buyer's black box underscores the complexity of consumer decision making, advertising the dynamic interplay between psychology, perception, motivation, and evaluation. By delving into this box, marketeers can better tailor their strategies to engage consumers effectively and drive successful outcomes. Therefore, bias black box is considered to be a very significant decision making theory in the field of consumer behavior. Now, when we talk about decision making theories, let us move forward to some more consumer behavior theories. To start with, a very basic, very widely accepted theory called the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Now, Abraham Maslow, prominent American psychologist, introduced this need hierarchy theory in the field of consumer psychology or in the field of psychology, you can say. This theory is often called as Maslow's pyramid, Maslow's hierarchy of need, or need hierarchy theory. And it suggests that human beings have a set of fundamental needs that must be fulfilled in a specific order to achieve personal growth. This theory is often depicted as a pyramid with five levels, each representing a different category of needs. These needs range from the basic physiological requirements to higher psychological needs. As you can see, the pyramid on the right, it has five phases: physiological needs, safety needs, belongingness needs, which are also known as love needs or social needs, esteem needs, and self actualization. Let us understand these five levels phase by phase. The first two levels, physiological needs and safety needs, has been classified under basic needs for an individual. So, what are physiological needs? Physiological needs are also known as basic needs. At the time of the at the base of the pyramid are these physiological needs, which include the fundamental requirements for survival, such as air, water, food, shelter, sleep, and other bodily necessities. These needs are the highest priority, and until they are met, an individual focus remains primarily on obtaining these essentials. Only when these essentials are satisfied, a person can move on to a higher level of the hierarchy. And once these physiological needs are satisfied, he moves towards the second set of basic needs, that is safety needs. Once the physiological needs are satisfied, it is only and only then a person would think to move towards the next level of the hierarchy, that is safety needs. This includes physical safety, emotional security, financial stability, health, and protection from harm. People seek stability, predictability, and a sense of control over their environment. Fulfillment of safety needs creates a foundation for individuals to progress further and look for other needs. And this is where the next two levels of psychological needs arise. The third level, that is belongingness and love needs, which are also known as social needs. And the fourth level, that is the esteem needs. Let us see what social needs, belongingness, and love needs are. This is the third level, and it includes the desires for companionship, affection, love, friendship, and a sense of belongingness to a group or a community. Humans are inherently social beings, and these connections contribute to their emotional well being. Failure to meet these needs can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation. So, we look for intimate relationships at this phase. We look for friends. We need to look for love. We need for people with whom we can share our emotions, our feelings. And once we fulfill this particular phase, then we can proceed towards the fourth level, that is the esteem needs. Now, esteem needs are divided into two subcategories. Esteem needs, which encompasses self-respect, self-confidence, and a sense of achievement. And the other category is esteem from others, which includes recognition, respect, and approval from others. Fulfillment of these needs whether it be at a self level or whether it be at a level of esteem from others. Only at the fulfillment of this leads to a healthy level of self worth and self confidence. We feel good when people appreciate us. We feel good when we feel motivated. We feel good when people recognize our efforts. We feel good when when someone recognizes our works. We feel good when we have self-respect within ourselves. We feel a sense of prestige, a sense of accomplishment. And only upon fulfillment of these two psychological needs level we step forward towards the highest level, that is the self-fulfillment needs level, which is known as the self-actualization needs. This is the final level, the pinnacle of Maslow's hierarchy pyramid. This refers to the realization of an individual's full potential and the pursuit of personal growth, creativity, and fulfilling one's unique talents and abilities. Achieving self actualization implies a deep understanding of oneself, an alignment between personal values and actions, and a sense of inner fulfillment. It's important to note that self actualization is an ongoing process and not a fixed destination. Nonetheless, Maslow's theory has influenced various fields, including education, business management, consumer behavior, and self help literature. It has provided a valuable framework for understanding human behavior, human motivation, emphasizing the importance of addressing the basic needs before reaching higher levels of aspirations. So, in conclusion, Maslow's need hierarchy theory remains a foundational concept in psychology, offering insights into complex interplay between human needs, motivations, and personal development. It continues to shape our understanding of human behavior and the factors that contribution to human well-being, and therefore has also been widely and extensively used in the field of consumer psychology. Understanding Maslow's need hierarchy theory would help consumers understand what products and what services could be beneficial for them, understanding at which level of Maslow pyramid are they presently at. Also, it would help the marketeers to decipher and create products and service for people according to the levels in which the target consumers are located in. So Maslow's need hierarchy theory happens to be one of the foundational concepts of human behavior, making it one of the significant works in the field of consumer behavior as well. Now, in addition to Maslow's need hierarchy theory, in this unit, we are going to analyze one last concept for this entire course, which happens to be a very, very significant theory in the field of consumer behavior. It is Freud's theory of motivation. So, Freud's theory of motivation happens to be the last topic that we are covering for our syllabus. But before we conclude with the unit, let us, for the last time, understand one of the most influential theory in the field of consumer behavior. Freud's theory of motivation was pioneered by Sigmund Freud, a pioneering figure in the field of psychology, and he developed a comprehensive theory of motivation that delved into complex interplay between conscious and unconscious desires. Freud's theory, known as psychoanalysis, revolutionized the way we understand human behavior and motivation. He happens to be the first psychologist to investigate into the unconscious mind of a human being. As you can see, Freud believed that operation of the brain is controlled by three elements: ego, id, and superego. But prior to going to that, let us understand some more basics about it. Freud proposed that the human mind consists of three main components: the conscious mind, the preconscious mind, and the unconscious. The conscious mind holds the thoughts, feelings, and perceptions we are currently aware of. That is what is going on around us. We are aware of it. This is the conscious mind. It holds thoughts, feelings, perceptions we are currently aware of. The preconscious mind contains thoughts and memories that can be brought into consciousness with effort. An unconscious mind, however, contains repressed memories, desires, and emotions that greatly influences our behavior but remain hidden from our awareness. And these three levels of consciousness, these three components of the mind, of the human mind, is reflected by a tripartite personality. So Freud introduced the model of personality that composed of three parts. As you can see in the right side of the slide, the three parts are the id, ego, and the superego. These elements constantly interact and influence our motivations. Ego is the rational part of the personality, operating on the reality principle. It seeks to balance the desires of the id with the constraints of the external world, making decisions that satisfy for both. The id, on the other hand, operates on the pleasure principle, seeking instant gratification for basic biological and psychological needs. It is impulsive and unconstrained by societal norms of morality. And the third is the superego. Superego represents our internalized moral and societal values. It develops as we internalize the norms and values of our caregivers and society. It often acts as a conscience, guiding us towards morally acceptable. This entire theory of motivation by Sigmund Freud can be understood with the help of a very simple example. Try recalling that cartoon you watched as a child, where the main protagonist of the cartoon was exposed to a situation where he or she had to make some choice between good and bad. And on his right shoulder, there comes and sits an angel, and on the left shoulder comes and sits a devil. So basically, in this scene, there are three creatures: the angel, the devil, and the protagonist. The devil can be compared to the id. Now, this devil always tries to convince the protagonist to do something which would give instant results. The devil is selfish. It looks to fulfill things for its personal gain. So, this can be resemblance to with the id. Devil will do something, will ask the protagonist to do something that will bring instant pleasure. Exactly what the id does. It is a part of the unconscious mind that forces you to do something which would bring instant pleasure, no matter how selfish that is, or no matter how cruel that is. On the other hand, you towards the right shoulder sits the angel. Angel would always ask the protagonist to do things which is good for the society. It will try to influence the protagonist to do things which is morally and ethically right. This angel can be compared to the superego of an individual. This is the moral aspect of the mind. Our conscience tells us to do what we should and stops us from doing unethical things. And sandwiched between this id and superego, between this angel and devil, stays the protagonist, the conscious part of the mind. And this protagonist can be related to the ego. It is on the part of the protagonist now to be aware of and to decide which decision to make, which path to go, whether to follow the devil or to follow the angel, whether to follow the id or to follow the superego. So, with this classic example, it becomes very easy for us to understand Freud's motivation theory. According to Freud, conflicts arise within the individual due to these competing demands of the id, ego, and superego. The inner conflict can lead to anxiety, and the mind employs defense mechanisms to protect itself from discomfort these conflicts bring. And these defense mechanisms include denial, repression, projection, etc. Core of the Freud's theory of motivation is the idea that unconscious desires and unresolved conflicts heavily influences our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. These hidden motivations can lead us engage in seemingly inexplicable actions and reactions. This conflict can motivate us, or these unconscious desires can motivate us to make decisions, to make purchase decisions, to make consumer decisions in a way which should ultimately fulfill our needs and desires. So Freud's theory of motivation is also one of the most significant theory of consumer behavior. No consumer behavior syllabus could ever be complete without Freud's theory of motivation and Maslow's need hierarchy. Because these two theories ultimately helps us understand what an individual feels from within before making a purchase decision. It helps us understand that what are the desires, what are the factors, and what are the conflicts an individual faces within oneself, which would ultimately result in a particular kind of purchase intention or particular kind of purchase behavior. So with this, we finally come towards the end of our entire course on consumer behavior. Now, this course was one of the introductory courses which dealt with basics of consumer behavior. Coming towards the end of this course, evaluate how much you have learned. Here is a link to the final examination quiz. There is a link given. You have to open the link, fill in the demographic details about your name, your email ID, and then you can just move towards the part B of the questionnaire, where you'll be given 50 questions with 3 options each. Each question is of 2 marks. And when you give the right answer, you'll be awarded with the points. The passing mark for the exam is 30, and your evaluation will be done instantly and will be sent back to your email IDs. Once you complete this particular course, you will be eligible for an online certification where you will be certified that you have taken a course on introduction to consumer behavior at the beginner's level. If you think this course was good, and if you think that this course has increased the horizon of your knowledge, and you want to dive deeper into the concepts of consumer behavior, then please do let us know. We'd be very happy to introduce an intermediate level course on consumer behavior. Our lines will be open. You can ask your queries, your questions to straight away to me. At the very first slide of every module that I have taught you, you can see my email ID, and there is also a website, www.tinyurl.com/Samrat Bhardwaj. You can go there and you can fill in your queries over there. There will be a platform for open discussions as well, the students, and I'll be there to answer your questions, and I'll be there at your disposal. So with this, we finally come to the end of this course. I hope you have learned a lot, you have enjoyed consumer behavior, and I'll be looking forward for the intermediate level course with you guys. Thank you so much. This is Dr. Samrat Bhardwaj signing off. See you in the next course. Bye bye.